One idea that I was really impressed with was the use of collaborative groups or cooperative teams for learning. These could be jigsaws, learning circles, guided discussions. I've done this in the past, having students work together, um, but our text really opened my eyes to, in terms of some other ways of doing this. The text, the Vaca and Mraz text, says, within the within the learning environment created by collaborative groups, students produce more ideas, participate more, and take greater intellectual risks. I guess it's end quote. I guess it's a less risky environment for students to work collaboratively than to share in front of an entire class. So I decided to film a lesson in which I teach collaborative groups, and that's what you'll see after this video of me introducing it. We used Zora Neale Hurston's How It Feels to Be Colored Me. That's a piece of writing. And the lesson was on how her metaphors that she uses in this piece advance her theme. You'll see me do an activator with students. It's a word splash. They write Zora on the middle, in the middle of their papers and add any words or phrases that she uses that students feel describe her race. She is an African American. Then you will see me teach a mini lesson in which I talk about metaphors, figurative language. We do a thumbs up, thumbs down to check for understanding, to make sure that the students know what a metaphor and a simile are. Then we get into the cooperative teams. Students sometimes struggle with figurative language, and there is a lot of it in How It Feels to Be Colored Me, so I thought that working in small groups would be a good idea, and it was. You'll see that when you watch the video. We developed a rubric for the cooperative teamwork. You will see my mentor showing the students a large chart paper with the rubric on it. And then we begin the work period, and this is a jigsaw collaborative activity. Small groups are assigned portions of How It Feels to Be Colored Me, just sections of the text, and they have an organizer that is basically in the form of a double entry journal in which they have to write down what their passage says, or what portions of their passage say, and then what they think that portion of the text means. So it's what it says on one side and what it means on the other. So there is some thinking and analyzing going on during this activity. Me and my mentor circulate the classroom, assessing and scaffolding instruction when needed. And then we have a sharing. Students share the text that they worked on, or the portion of the text that they worked on, and their interpretation of it. All groups and all students complete their organizers for all parts of How It Feels to Be Colored Me throughout the jigsaw. That way they're responsible for themselves and also for everyone's work in the class. There's a coming together, and that usually is how collaborative activities culminate. Other students can add or comment during the sharing, and you'll see me say something like person number 2, group number 1. This is when I call on people, or call on students for their interpretations. If the students don't have a response, I offer wait time, and I call on another student for a different portion of the text. You will see me doing this during the lesson, giving wait time to a student. Then there's a close activity, which I think is very important. It's a ticket to leave. You don't see this in the video. It got cut out, but the ticket to leave says, working as a team helped me, and then there's a blank, and they fill out how it helped them. I do interview the students at the end of the video, and you will see that. You'll see that they all reacted positively to this activity, and they really enjoyed it and felt that it helped them. They were very engaged, and this is a class that typically has some behavior problems. So it was all in all a good activity, and here it is. We are going to evaluate how Zora Neale Hurston's metaphors and her use of figurative language advance her theme in How It Feels to Be Colored Me, the memoir that we're reading. The first thing you're going to do is an activator up here. It's a word splash. It should look like this. You're going to write Zora in the middle of your paper. Then you are going to list at least 5 phrases or words that she writes in How It Feels to Be Colored Me that you feel best describe her feelings about her race. So anything that strikes you, and this is all. Let's review the activator. I have Zora in the middle of my page. Who wants to share one of the phrases that they put on their paper? Sanjay.
I put, I remember the very day that I became colored.
I remember the very day that I became colored. Okay, let's get a couple more up there. I feel like a brown paper bag. Okay, that's a good segue into our lesson, actually. I feel like a brown paper bag. What does that brown paper bag describe? Her what? What about herself? What's that bag? What is the bag actually?
Her skin color.
Her skin color. Yeah, right? So the outside, her outside. Okay. What is this? What type of figurative language is down if it is a simile? The reason why we're doing this is because much of the figurative language that Zora Neale Hurston uses in Colored Me is either a metaphor or a simile, and we're going to be looking at those in a few minutes. But let's just all be clear on what metaphors and similes look like before we start that. All right, so thumbs up, metaphor, thumbs down, simile. Number 1, the baby was like an octopus, grabbing at all the cans on the grocery store shelves. I want to see all of you. Okay.
Sideways if you're not sure.
Okay, sideways if you are not sure. Okay, Mariah? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Is it a metaphor or simile?
First one?
Yeah.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. Okay. Can someone tell us why? Let's see. David, why?
It has like and it's compared.
Because it has the word like. So thumbs down, simile. Correct. As the teacher, number 2, as the teacher entered the room, she muttered under her breath, "This class is like a 3-ring circus." What's that? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Maria Angela? Down, okay.
All right,
Okay,
so
thumbs down. Simile. It's also a simile. This one has what word? That's like, that tells us it's a simile. Good. The giant steps.
How do you know if you're achieving success in your cooperative teams? Well, a 4 is when you really got it. You're doing it. Your team works together and in a respectful way. You're listening to each other. You're sharing information. If you want a 4, you're going to complete all the questions that we're going to give you, and you're also going to report clearly to the class. Remember, you're going to have one person who's going to be that reporter. Someone who likes speaking clearly, will stand straight, and really project to the class. A 3 is you're almost there. You're still working together, you're sharing information, and you complete most of the questions. And you still have reporter. A 2 is you need improvement. You're getting there, but you need improvement. Some students are working alone. They're not sharing, they're not listening to each other. A 2 is when you share. All right, so the majority of you are going for 4, and we know that you're going to get a 4. All right, any questions or comments? Remember, when we get into our groups, you're going
To be colored me. I am going to list which ones your group will be working on, and then we will have a sharing at the end of the activity. Remember, your group needs to work together, and your group needs a speaker that will give the information to the rest of the class. Group number 1, you're going to stop at not only did I enjoy the show, so you're going to do the first 3 examples. Group number 2, right here, you'll start at I became a fast brown, and the last one you will do is the operation was successful. So you've got 3. Group number 3 right here, you're going to do the first 2 on the back. So you'll go up to at certain times I have no race. And group number 4, you'll do the last 2 examples right here. A brown bag and the great stuffer of bags. We're going to give you 10 minutes to work on this, and then you'll all be reporting back with your findings, and we'll give you instructions on that when it's time. And remember to choose your speaker during this time too.
Who got like?
Oh, here it is. The operation was
That's her feeling.
the operation was
Feeling of
successful.
being the only black kid
It's in my house.
in the classroom.
What's the operation?
And the big word means
Is who she is. And what's she doing with the brown paper? What's she putting in the brown paper? Faith.
how are we doing over here?
We're done.
We have
Agree on the answer.
Write it down.
Write it down.
Oh my gosh, we're here now.
Sounds better. What sounds better?
Okay, let's go to your next example, Shayla. And next and last. Go ahead.
At certain times, I have no race. I am me. Our group said Zora doesn't feel like a labeled and feels as if Zora is like everyone else.
Zora doesn't feel. Say it one more time.
Zora doesn't feel like a labeled person and feels as if Zora is like everyone else.
And feels like she is like everyone else, right? Does anyone want to add to that? Does anyone want to add to that? You would like her to say it again? Okay. So Shayla, can you say it one more time?
Zora doesn't feel like a labeled person and feels as if Zora is like everyone else.
Okay. Mariah's going to add to that. Go ahead, Mariah.
That she not only does she not feel she doesn't only feel that she's not like anybody else, but she feels that she is like she shouldn't have to be like everybody else. She should just be able to be herself.
I am me, right?
Yeah.
Good job. The operation was successful, and the patient is doing well. Person number 2, group number 4. The operation was successful, and the patient is doing well.
Don't read it. I don't got it. Okay. Go to another group.
Another group. Person number 1, group number 3.
Everybody has moved on from slavery.
Excellent.
Everyone has
Excellent.
moved on from slavery. Good job.
We did yesterday. What'd you think of it?
I thought it was cool because everybody had a part in the group and everybody had an assignment to do with it. I thought I would like to do it again. I liked it.
You like having fun?
Yeah, because we were in groups and like we did it together instead of having to do it by ourselves. So it was kind of better for us and like better for the teachers because normally we would be talking and
Yeah, exactly.